Oh, I got drops from them at the end of that chip. I would love to overwrite previous save data. Thank you for asking. I don't know why it doesn't show like the full chat conversation that happened. Streamlabs used to do that. Now it doesn't anymore. I'm gonna go to the let's see here. We were talking a little bit about controls there a little bit. So this is the gamepad view. So I've been playing with this controller here, but I have it set so I hold M on my keyboard to see the gamepad view here. Manhunt, we got a new affinity mission. Huh. So let's go to the Blade, no, not the Manon ship, the Blade Barracks really quickly. We got a new affinity mission there as well, Nagi's time. I think I sort of remember that mission. That's the affinity mission where Nagi kind of shows that he's actually a badass and stuff. But yeah, luckily there's no like motion controls or anything like that in this game here. The only potentially wonky thing is just like the gamepad screen and such, which the number one reason why we're doing this on Cemu rather than on my actual Wii U is that I can show the gamepad screen, because the gamepad screen is actually very important for this game, especially when you're plotting things out like these data probes for these you know, complex networks and whatnot to increase your revenue over time and stuff, like a crazy cool puzzle grid thingamabob. So, you know, I didn't want to have to point a camera at my gamepad screen. So we're doing this, and it's really convenient to just be able to boot this up from my computer and not have to use my Wii U with my gamepad that needs an internal battery replacement, because its internal battery has a battery life of like 1 to 2 minutes. It basically needs to be plugged in at all times to use the gamepad controller. It's really annoying. So this is what I did and whatnot. Praise them. But yeah, I love how each Xenoblade game has a completely different antagonistic force and a different kind of group that drives a conflict. Really mixes things up. Wonder what it'll be in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Yeah, that's a good question there. That's what I'm really looking forward to find out here as well, for sure. Like in I guess I don't want to get into things too much without like spoiling too many things, but yeah, it's a very it is definitely a very different force in each of these games for sure, and really fascinating. I just wish that the story in X here and the antagonistic force is more flushed out. Like, I guess it's not too spoilery. I've already said it so many times throughout this series that this game has like a sort of cliffhanger, and it's implied that they were gonna probably make like a Xenoblade Chronicles X2. But this came out in 2015. It's 2022. There's still a lot of unsolved mysteries when it comes to this game and its world and its plot, and who knows if it'll ever be solved. Who knows if it'll ever for sure be brought into the overall Xenoblade Chronicles story and maybe have some of its questions answered that way. That'd be cool if it's ever done. I don't know if Xenoblade Chronicles 3 would be the one to do. I think that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is more focused on, you know, kind of concluding the story of 1 and 2 together, most likely. I really hope Xenoblade Chronicles X here doesn't go forgotten until the end of time by Monolith, Soft, and Nintendo. I really hope. Fingers crossed. Hopefully. I'd love to see this game come to the Switch, get treatment like Xenoblade Chronicles 1 did on the Switch, where it has like a new epilogue or something like that, where like an epilogue to this could help answer some of the questions that were unanswered, you know, the better part of a decade ago. Who knows if that'll ever happen though. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We'll see. But yeah, let's see here, because it was not fun working around weird Wiimote pad mapping. Only realized that classic controllers exist. Oh, that's how you were trying to do it with that? Yeah, when we've covered Xenoblade Chronicles 1 twice on this channel. One was before Definitive Edition was even announced. We played it in like 2019, and we did play it on Dolphin. And I did do the classic controller setup. I didn't do like the Wii Remote nunchuck kind of thing, Bob, and it worked just fine like that for me. And then Definitive Edition got announced, so I was like, oh, guess I'm playing it again. So we played it on the Switch, and so we played Xenoblade Chronicles 1 twice on this channel, technically. But yeah, with this, the only kind of strange thing is just gamepad screen, and then I use like my mouse cursor to like navigate around and stuff like that. So there's that. Who knows, maybe X2 will be a surprise drop like Dread. I'd be hyped if that happened. That'd be really cool. If it did ever happen, it probably wouldn't be for a year or two, considering, you know, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 coming out here pretty soon, but who knows. It was disgraced without getting a Switch port as a Wii U game, so that's a statement. There was basically every noteworthy game on the Wii U, every massive noteworthy game on the Wii U was ported over to the Switch, except for this one right here. Gosh, diggity darn it. Anyway, progress requirements not met. So install a data probe at Sylvalum's entrance. Oh, I did that like in like the first couple streams, I think. I did that forever ago. So I just gotta complete the Spy Games Affinity mission, and then we can do Chapter 9. And then once we do Chapter 9, we should unlock the mission that gets us Stealth Flight, I think. So we've been bum rushing a lot of the story this stream, but if we can unlock Stealth Flight, then I don't need a bum rush anymore, because then we'll have the whole world open and we'll be able to explore so much more. And soon the eShop will close and this game will enter purgatory. Oh yeah, there's that. I still have the case over here from, you know, there have been some times that I've been streaming where, you know, sometimes I'll stream and I'll have a game case like set up like that. I still haven't put this away. I've been meaning to put it back on my shelf because I only wanted to do it for the first couple of streams, but I still have it chilling around there. I wonder how difficult it is to get this here video game nowadays. I remember getting this video game back when, not when it first came out, but very shortly after. I was a bit put off because this was the first $80 game that I ever bought. Around 2015, well, a bit before that, leading up to that, the Canadian dollar just started tanking. It started like really sucking and stuff. So full-priced games in the States are $60. And for the longest time, full-priced games here in Canada also used to be $60. Like, I remember for Smash 4, I had paid $60 for that game. But after the Canadian dollar started, like, doing worse and worse and worse, the game has started becoming $80. And Xenoblade Chronicles X was the first $80 game that I ever bought. I distinctly remember. And I was so thrown off, like, what, is it just such a massive game that, like, you know, it costs more than a standard full-price game? Nah, that was just the new standard for full-price games in Canada. But I was just really, I remember I was really thrown off at the time, thinking, like, this game must be, like, so gosh dang freaking huge if it's $80 rather than $60. But now for the past, what is it, like 70 years, I've been paying $80 for games because our Canadian dollar sucks. It doesn't suck as much as it used to. Like, for a while, it used to be about, like, $1 US was worth, like, 1.3 Canadian dollars for a while when our dollar was, like, really sucking. Nowadays, I think it's closer to, like, 1.2, so the Canadian dollar's gotten, like, a bit better. We still pay $80 for games and whatnot, ever since that was kind of standardized around the end of 2015 and into 2016 here in Canada. But yeah, I remember doing that for Xenoblade Chronicles X. It's probably cost a whole lot more nowadays. But yeah, let's see here. Nintendo be killing the eShop and everything with it. Yeah, like, on one side of things, it would have to come eventually for, like, old consoles that aren't supported anymore like that. But the fact that it's the only place that you can get certain games that they refuse to make available anywhere else, that's where the problem lies. Like, I don't think that there's any problem inherently with them, you know, closing the service on old consoles that, you know, haven't really been mainstream for a very long time now. But I do think that there is for sure a massive problem with them discontinuing a service that is the only way for you to get a lot of games that they refuse to make available anywhere else. That I think is a massive problem. So there's that. Is it just so massive a game? Yes. It wasn't the reason for it costing $80. That was just like a new Canadian thing, but it is just a massive game world. And one of the things I love about this world is, like, going in and out of the Blade Barracks, there's a loading screen, yeah. But apart from that, you can explore throughout this entire world with no loading screens. It's crazy. This entire world... Ooh, there's a thingamabob over there. This entire world truly exists. There's so many games like there's Pokemon Legends Arceus that we played on the channel semi-recently, where it has, like, some pretty open areas and whatnot with, like, loading screens separating them and whatnot. So it's not like a true interconnected world. But something like this, you know, it's a true full world, apart from the Blade Barracks existing in its own little pocket dimension, I guess. But apart from that, this whole world truly exists and is so much fun to explore around. But yeah, you should help push your PC to the limits for Xenoblade Chronicles shenanigans. For Xenoblade Chronicles shenanigans there. Booby bop. Also, when it comes to, like, stuff like this and me talking about, you know, emulating stuff here, this is not piracy or anything like that, because I own the actual game on my Wii U here. And I typically wouldn't, you know, try to promote piracy or anything like that. But once the eShop goes down on the Wii U anyway, and there's literally no way to buy this game anymore in a way that supports, you know, the manufacturers, then why not? It's kind of the thing. Heck, the only way to even buy Xenoblade Chronicles X right now to support the manufacturers still is to buy it digitally. Like, buying it physically is just gonna have to be, like, secondhand. You can't buy it anymore in a way that supports the manufacturer. And it's not gonna be possible to buy it digitally at all anymore, like, very, very soon. So, you know, there's that. If they make it available on the Switch, freaking heck yeah, get the Switch version. But I don't know if that's ever happening. I hope it happens, but I don't know if it's ever happening. But yeah, this experimenting with stuff here has definitely pushed my PC a decent bit. If I replace some of my various PC parts, my graphics card is really good. My graphics card being a 3070. My motherboard and CPU are like good, but not great. Oh, there's a thingamabob over there. They're good, but not great. I feel like if I did take the time to upgrade things like my motherboard and CPU, I would probably be able to push like 60 FPS a lot easier. This is 30 FPS right now, just to be extra safe. I'd probably be able to push 60 FPS if I upgrade that stuff, which maybe I'd do at some point, but I've also gotten used to it like this at this point. It runs pretty fine. And hey, it looks bootiful. Apart from like some very minor graphical bugs here and there like we get in some of the cutscenes, it is a bootiful game. It plays bootifully, and it is very, very nice, and it is a very fun game to be getting into here that I very much like. But just like the original Wii U version, scales control so weirdly, but that's just part of the charm of this game. All right, let me just quickly check here if there's anything I want to do over here. But yeah, Nintendo making it so people are forced to buy their online sarcastically monotone impossible. Just like that Thanos thing from Avengers Endgame where he's looking at the hologram and he's like, impossible. Anyway, interesting that the storefront was the last thing they closed on the Nintendo Wii, and now the first thing they closed on the 3DS and Wii U. Almost if they want to make their online service the only alternative. Wait, you're saying that the online store was the last thing they closed on the Nintendo Wii, but the first thing they closed on 3DS and Wii U. What other things are there to close on the on those consoles? Just like the online service, essentially? So you'd still be able to play things like Smash 4 online. Garvey, are you still lurking? Should we have a game of Smash 4 against one another one of these days? I don't know if you've played Smash 4 any time at all in like the last several years, but I think if you're listening right now, Garvey, you and I should go head to head and Smash 4 again one of these days and pull out my Jigglypuff and such. Let's just see here. Imagine when this store shuts down, they'll do an expansion pass for Wii U/3DS on the online subscription. God, don't tempt fate. Don't tempt fate by proposing such a thing. Oh, man. Ultra limited tank top orange. Fine, I'll give you your Moranium. New orders, come to the barracks room for the details. Tired of hearing me say that yet? For the next story mission, yada yada. Let's see here for these thingamabob. It's going to happen, you know it is, it's Nintendo after all. It might happen one day. I don't think I can see it happening on the Switch. But for a future console, then yes, maybe. I feel like. Online service, for example, yeah, on the Nintendo Wii, all the other channels were discontinued prior to the store closing. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, I'm one away from that. I'd accept it if I had them all done, like, anyway. Are there any more of the off-the-record thingamabobs? Because those are really important ones. So off-the-record ones. Oh, I'm like 2 away from that one. Darn you, game. Okay, yeah, I have this off-the-record one. I might have to do that before the next off-the-record one appears. Maybe. There's a mission over here, apparently. Nintendo only gives us services that are older than most of its customers, though. Yeah, you're not wrong. Hi. You have a mission for me? Moi. Is Legend-da still not ready? Quite. Moi. Moi is still king of inventioning, but even king need time for inspiration to strike. Hurry up! Wallet of Kings, I don't know how to, like, I'm not gonna differentiate these two's voices. I'm not even gonna try. Wallet of King's brother pod cannot stand supporting both for much longer. Ah, you're Blade friend, right? Moi and Moi join Blade to earn some quick cash. Ah, quiet! Does Moi want to get yelled at by leader of Blade again? Wasn't Moi like one of the Nupon names in Xenoblade Chronicles 2? Wasn't that like the head honcho, like, or no, that was Bana was like the head honcho of the Commerce Guard. Who was Moi? Wasn't that like Tora's grandfather in Xenoblade? I don't remember. I think that name was used in Xenoblade 2, though, as well. I don't remember. Quiet. Does Moi want to get yelled at by leader of Blade again? Then here's a story. Moi and Moi enlisted Blade in order to do good things, probably. But now, that sounds like something Nintendo would say. We're giving you our new online service to do good things, probably. But now friend was showing Moi ropes of being Blade, especially ropes that lead to getting rich. Yeah, I'll teach you, don't worry. Yes, Moi understand. Blades risk life and limb to fight strong enemies in order to keep cities safe. But Moi not interested in any of that. Moi wants to know how to get biggest rewards for least amount of work. Perhaps friend misunderstands situation. Moi and Moi. like, I assume it'd be pronounced something like that if they're, like, meant to be, you know, bros like that. Extremely poor. There is no time to take on one tiny job after next. Does friend see now? Meh, never mind. Sounds like there's no choice but to bet all on Legendar. Launch into a long lecture on the value of an honest day's work. Preaching talk not by Mui lunch. Plus, we already spent a ton of money developing Legendar, which is a device that tracks rare Nippon sword of Legendary-ness. Either it lead us a sword, or Mui spend rest of life living in cardboard box. Whatever it take, we will find ancient sword. It is rarest of all Nippon legend type things, and curators will pay through nose for it. Even though with radar complete, equipment of Mui not quite up to traveling outside city. Friend is a generous blade veteran, yes? Then friend must help plucky rookie Mui make pair of infinite goggles. After all, blades are all about helping each other out at hugely discounted rates. Help Mui as he prepares to embark on a quest to locate the Sword of Legendary-ness. The reward for this is 10 credits. I'll accept the mission. It's a deal then. Friend should start by gathering materials needed to build infinite goggles. With 5 pieces of taut leather and 2 pieces of white mirror glass, one can whip up infinite goggles in no time flat. Oh, and also bring snack. Mission critical rations. 3 sonar lemons will do nicely. While friend is getting those, Moi will complete Legendar. Blade friend and Moi will send Mui off on quest for Nippon Sword of Legendary-ness together. Do I have the items already? Apparently I have the items already, so that's good. But yeah, let's just see here. Nintendo is quite slow again with the times, yeah. Love the Nippons and glad that they're recurring no matter what. Yep, same. Nintendo and the times are opposite universal forces. I believe Mui was the assistant of Tor's grandfather. Ah, that could... Oh yeah, I think that was the case actually, now that you have mentioned it. Oh, is there a cutscene with this? I guess I'll start off my cameras. Friend has brought materials. In stunning coincidence, brother pawn of Moi just finished Legendar. Here you go. I love how I not only have to bring the materials for their project, but I also have to bring them a snack. Thank you, friend. Moi will be able to make great set of infinite goggles with ease. Quest for Sword of Legendary-ness can finally begin, and Mui can finally get rich quick. That's Moi where Moi is. Cheer on the eager Mui. Where is he? Leave it to veteran blade-like friend to notice every tiny detail. Moi left to perform final check on Legendar. Should be back soon. Meh. Brother Pawn, Moi have terrible news. Eh? What happened? And why does Moi reek of not so fun kind of funny smell? Moi followed Legendar's signal to Bihano Lake, but then ferocious Tereba show up. And gobble Moi up whole. Moi kick and punch and eventually get free. The mouth of Terebra smells so very terrible. You okay? Awfulness of friend to not mention unbearable stench of Terebra touch Moi deep inside. But there are bigger things to worry about than Moi right now. Terebra also swallowed the Legendar. Moi, so sorry, Brother Pawn. Hush, Brother Pawn. What matters most is that Moi make it home safe. So I was worried about little things. But what happened now? It will cost 30,000 credits to build a new one from scratch, and Moi is so very broke. Blade Friend here will do something, like cough up money, or else go nab Terebra. One way or another, generous friend will save day. I could go kill it like super easily, but I'm also like super rich and stuff, so this is a lot easier to just give them the credits. These Terebra that ate Legendar should still be near Bihano Lake. It is huge greedy gut, so be careful it doesn't gobble up friend too. Or a friend would rather just put up 30,000 credits to build a new Legendar. Moi can start work right away. Yeah, look how many credits I have. Why not? Level Xenoblade Chronicles 2 revealed that the Nippons not only act cute and naive to exploit and trick their customers. Yeah, there's I can't wait to see the Nippon in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I hope that there's a Nippon party member in Xenoblade Chronicles 3 again. Because, like, there's a Nippon party member in Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2, but not an X. Like, there's Tatsu here, but he's just, like, a permanent companion. He's, like, not one of the playable characters or ones that participates in battle. He just hangs out with you the whole time. You never have, like, a true Nippon party member, so I hope that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 has a Nippon party member and someone that we can really get behind. Thank you, friend. Making another one is easy so long as Moi Moi has money. Moi Moi will get started straight away. Just wait 1 second. Imagine the thought process of Nintendo after those stores shut down. People will look at how to play those games they missed, so Nintendo will capitalize and sell them the solution in a pass for $10 to $15 more while it's hot. Calling it. They would definitely charge more than an extra 10 to 15 for sure. Knowing Nintendo. But yeah. Yeah, there was that thing that they did kind of do with Tor a smidge. Yeah. It would be cool to have like a Nuppon party member again in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Maybe we'll have our very first female Nuppon party member. It's been nothing but male Nuppon party members in these past 3 games. Done. Would friend do honors and give this to Mui Mui? Here you go. Legendar is fixed. That's great news. Legendar, a radar device for finding legendary ancient Nuppon artifacts. It can pick up even the faintest traces of legendary-ness. Oh, Legendar is picking up response. Now Mui Mui can track down Sword of Legendary-ness. Here, Brother Pond, Moi Moi also finished Infinite Goggles. Now Mui Mui can spot dangerous critters well in advance of bitey time. Alright, preparations are ready. Time for quest to begin. The outside world is full of dangers. Not to worry, with Infinite Goggles from Brother Pond, Mui will spot them before they spot me. Then run away screaming into distance. There we go. I completed the quest. I assume this quest line continues somewhere where they find themselves in trouble, right? Yeah, Mui Mui is off. Good luck and come back safe. Okay, segment recon complete. Alright, another mission done. Okay. Didn't I accept a mission about, like, giving Moranium or something? Just before I invest the Moranium. Ah, yeah. To the man on ship. Yeah, I'll go deliver that first, and then I'll invest what Moranium I have. So they're over here. Did it say something? There was something new in the Blade Barracks. What is it? Oh, a new heart-to-heart. Okay. Let's see here. But yeah, let's see here. I thought Nuppons have 3 genders, male, female, and potato. The best one? You mean? The best gender? The wreckage of the Gangala Max yada yada is not too important, but it'll be marked on the map now. Gosh darn it. Ah, I can jump high but not high enough. There we go. Sweet. Hi. I have some Moranium. Oh, are you perhaps the deliverer of Moranium? Okay, so 5,700 units, which, you know, is kind of an odd number to ask for, even though it's an even number, but you happen to have it. Yeah, here you go. Here. It's a bit of a mystery to what I'm making with all this, isn't it? Suppose you have to wait for the big reveal, won't you? There we go. All I care about is the fact that I got the ultra limited tank top orange, whatever the heck that is. It sounds really, really important. So I really wanted to make sure I got that. Yeah, so I'll go invest my other Moranium here, is what I'll do. What's new over here, huh? Oh, something new to collect. Archaeological level 3. I don't have archaeological level 3 yet. Not quite yet. Alright, let's see here. I'm going to invest the Moranium that I currently have into, you here. Oh, I'm so close! So close to level 5. Anyway, on the next tick, we'll be able to get it up to level 5. So very soon there. So, hold on. Before I do that one affinity mission, are there any other side missions that I want to do right now? There's these ones that we requested like 3,000 years ago. Like, gather one unit of honey oil from a copper Snicula or others on Primordia. Gather windshield glass from Primordia's escape plane. This should mark the Sniculas on the map, right? I think? Copper Snicula. Well, something's marked on the map. Sure, let's do some other stuff right now. Let's do some other thingamabobs. And then we'll do the affinity mission. And then we'll do the next story mission. And then we'll do the mission for Skell Flight. And the world will be open and it'll be great. Expect this game to be huge, but its size is ridiculous. Oh yeah, if you, so the map in this game, there isn't a straight line that you can take across the entire world. If you want to take one of the longest routes, you either go from like this end of Noxulum to this end of Oblivia, or like one of these ends to all the way to the end of Caldros or something like that. And you can do it at like a decent speed if you're, you know, riding around in your Skell like this. But if you're running like this, which is a decent speed by the way, I've seen videos on people that try to do one of those routes of just running, and it takes like half an hour to get across the world like that. It's insane. just half an hour of running in basically a straight line to make it from one end of the world to the other. Do I need TP? No, I don't need TP. We're fine. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and harvest this thingamabob real quick. Is what we do. There we go. Windshield glass. So yeah, the world of this game is, well, it's certainly something. And I really want to get Scale Flight because it's gonna make exploration here a lot better. And we need to clear Chapter 9 to do that. So gather 1 unit of honey oil from a copper Sinicula or others in Primordia. I'm just gonna Google that, is what I'm gonna do. See exactly where I can find them. Xenoblade, what? Chronicles X honey oil. But yeah. Yeah, the good old mechs there, the skells. That's one of the big thingamabobs about this game. And what's really crazy is this game, it's one of the main features of this game, to the point that it's, you know, on the cover of the game case itself. But what's really interesting here is there's 12 chapters in this game, and it takes longer and longer between the span that you have to take between story chapters gets longer and longer because the prerequisites keep on getting what? Actually, you know what? I'm out of here. Screw this. The prerequisites keep on getting harder and harder, so, you know, when I say that I've just beaten Chapter 8, like, that does not mean that I'm, like, 2/3 of the way through the game. That means I'm probably, like, you know, I still have a decent way to go. But, gosh dang, you're still after me? You better give up. Gosh dang it, I'm fighting. Screw it. But they only give you Skells at all after Chapter 6. And they only give you Scale Flight after Chapter 9. So you have to spend, like, significant portions of the game going through without any Skells. So by the time that you do unlock them, and you unlock things like Scale Flight, it's at a point where you can, like, fully appreciate, you know, how much easier it makes your life. So you would think that most games that have, you know, some main mechanic like that would just kind of give it to you at the beginning of the game. But this game is like, nah. It gives it to you only way down the line. I don't know if I can beat this guy, honestly. I don't know if I can, and yeah. Gosh dang it. With other Dudos in the mix using up my decoys. Dang it, now I'm out of TP. Gosh darn it. So now I have to fight like some other Dudos. We'll fight the Copper Sinicula coming up and whatnot. So yeah, so I can't even fly with these things yet. We only got them after Chapter 6. I can jump with them, but I can't fly. I hope to be able to fly before the stream ends, hopefully. I can just do this right now. So, and how many hours? I'm at 44.5 hours on this playthrough thus far, according to the timer up there. So, also it's been a while since I've saved, so I'll go ahead and do that really quickly. So yeah, it does take a while before you fully unlock the features there. But it makes you, like, fully appreciate how much easier and greater it makes your life when you unlock them. I think it's a very interesting approach, for sure. And impossible the Switch can't handle these worlds. Pokemon fans have told me, yeah, Switch can't handle worlds like this, according to all them Pokemon fans. Yep, Switch just isn't capable of doing it. But yeah, I love the world of this game. It's a level 81 Tyrant over there. Anyway, hold on. I looked up honey oil here. Materials that can be found from Orange Nicholas and Primordia. I wonder if they're only out during the day. Let's see here. So, I mean, they should be too hard to find, right? But I do think that they might just come out during the day. I might have to change the time. Gosh darn it. Fast travel riding a Skell. Oh, to this point. Yeah, let me just go change the time real quick. I'm fairly certain there's like a thingamabob over here, a bench where I can change the time. Because I think it needs to be day for the Siniculas to come out. The Xenoblade Wiki didn't really tell me where specifically orange Siniculas were. But I remember seeing them around Primordia all the time. So if I just, like, explore around, it should be pretty easy to find them, right? Should probably be pretty easy. But yeah, let's see here. Sorry to sidetrack, but is Cemu GPU intensive? Maybe. I wouldn't know. I'm running an $800 graphics card, so any task that I throw at it, it just kind of handles. Unless it's Elden Ring, because Elden Ring's PC optimization is so freaking awful that it doesn't matter what setup you have, that game is gonna struggle. So I'm running an RTX 3070 on my PC here. There's a side quest from whoever the heck Nathan is over here. So maybe it's CPU intensive? Maybe not. I don't know. Quite frankly. Maybe not. Let's see here. Nathan? There's a cutscene with this one? But yeah, so we're gonna learn Rivali's Gale soon? Yes, hopefully. I hope so. I'll be able to listen to Viophilia again. Oh, thinking about listening to themes, let me exit full screen real quick and just re-enable the overdrive music. I forgot about that for a hot second. Let's see here, music. Yeah, let's just re-enable the overdrive theme. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that for a hot second. Yeah, we shall see soon here, I guess. Oh, you're referring to in terms of like trying it out in your machine. I thought you were referring to like Rivali's Gale, but same applies. Please, Monica, you've got to understand. As Blades, our first priority is coming home alive. As one responsible for this team, I have to take the path with the least amount of risk. We're right beside the place. This is not like it's far out. Let's see here. So you want to give up his life to save ours? Pathetic. Look, if you don't want to go, that's fine. I'll find Connor alone. Monica, that's crazy. Will you please listen to me for a second? Huh? What is it? If you're out here, I'm guessing it's because you're a Blade. In that case, let me ask you something. Should an entire team risk their lives to rescue one singular member? Or should that team run back to New LA like a pair of sniveling cowards and wait for reinforcements? I mean, it depends on how dangerous it is if you need reinforcements. If it's my squad that can just use, like, overdrive for 3,000 years, then heck yeah, go save them. But NPCs here, I'd be a little bit more worried. If it was your team, you'd search for the missing team immediately. Mantra of safety first would recommend the team retreat and regroup. I mean, if it was my team, I would absolutely go. I've got overdrive. Freaking OP 101. But there's no wrong answer here per se. You guys should retreat. I'll handle it. You think like a leader. You're willing to assume responsibility for your people's lives. You think like a damn coward. I'm done talking. I'm going to help Connor. And we're back to where we started. This is a difficult task, but when you head north to Sickle Rock Rise and see if you can find an interceptor named Connor, it's part of our team. Got separated on a survey job and hasn't come back. Okay. Bargain tank top blue camo. Except this mission, no, I'm still working on the Snickler thing. Thank you. I know it should be me going instead, but I got beaten to a pulp when our survey mission turned into an impromptu copper snickler. Hey, that's what I'm going after for that other side quest. Honestly, we're both at a loss here. As you can probably tell, I'm afraid if we go, it's just invite more trouble. I'm sorry I had to see any of this, but know that I really appreciate the help. We both do. As soon as we know Connor's location, we'll do our best to rescue him. Please, help us find our friend. I've got copper sniculas to hunt first. Is what I've got. Might be that Breath of the Wild is also a Wii U game. Yeah, something that can be really easily forgettable a lot of the time. But it's crazy to think about then. Where are the Sniculas at? I know I've seen them all across Primordia here. A whole bunch of the time. What's this? What is this thing? Yoink, whatever it is now belong to me. No, dump over the thing. Gosh dang, I might actually have to, I'm going back to, the Xenoblade wiki. Let's see here. If I just look at Copper Sinicula specifically. Copper Sinicula. Orange Primordia anytime, weather all. I'm gonna click Copper Sinicula. Where are they typically? Level 21 to 30 at, gosh dang. At South Jampath Plain, Talon Rock Second Terrain, or Grieving Plains in Primordia. So that is... Where? South Jampath Plain, Talent Rock Second Terrain, or Grieving Plains. Grieving Plains? So I should go check out over here then, maybe? Maybe? Mayhap? So, southwest from here, right? Oh, here's a Dudo. Hi. I would just one-shot you with the sword, but I actually do need to build up my TP. Because I lost it all recently, so I'm just gonna do this. I just now realized that we're 3 party members instead of 4, so whoops. Oh, Ghostwalker's really not important here. For whatever reason, I put myself in the mindset of already being in overdrive when I'm not. Yeah, let's just build up TP here so that I can activate overdrive in future battles where it's actually important, you know. This is what I better do. That's my plan here. Just chill. Not gonna take the battle super seriously because we're over level 4, so we really don't have to worry about a thing. Just build up TP. Just build that up so I can, like, absolutely destroy some future critters. After that last level 50-something Judo came after me and, you know, destroyed me. What was the thing? Okay, I have enough for overdrive now, but I need more. More. I need even more there. It's not enough. Because I feel like if I'm right on the edge of being able to activate overdrive, I'm a little bit sketched out about how well I'll be able to maintain it, you know? Yeah, gotta be a good way to figure out what the benchmark for your PC is, since Dolphin didn't seem to be enough to stress it. And this might be the good approach to do. I can handle running this game like this. I can't handle running it in 60 FPS. I probably would if I replaced my core and motherboard, but hey, even in 30 FPS, it's pretty nice here. It's not half bad. Like, I have thought about replacing those parts at some point, but at the same time, I'm not, like, too terribly concerned about it. Here, let's go ahead and concentrate fire. Yeah, this is just going to be one long battle to build up TP. If we need to go after more Seniculas to get this honey thingamabob I need for the side quest, then I'll just one-shot them with my Skell. Is what I'll do. Is my plan. Yeah, it seems to look and run pretty well. I am pretty happy with it being like this here. I am pretty satisfied with the way things have turned out. I did try a playthrough of this game, like, way back in my early days of streaming, which was, like, early 2018. And back then, we did it on, like, my actual Wii U. And I'm actually, like, I feel a lot better playing this on my PC than I do playing it on my Wii U from back then, quite frankly. It's so much more convenient. It looks better, it feels better. It's just nicer, I guess. But yeah. Yeah, freaking, this is just scratching the surface of big Xenoblade enemies, especially in this game. Like, I think, oh, I've got all the TP I need. Where's my Skell? I'm just gonna delete you now. I could delete you with overdrive, but I'm not gonna bother. All right, time to die. See you later. Bonk. I'm surprised that didn't do more damage there. I'm surprised it didn't. Like, where are the dinosaurs? Where are the dinosaurs on this one for how large the enemies get in here? Is that another Senicula over there? Sweet, I'll go over there after. Board your Skells. Board your Skells. We're just gonna delete this Dudo as fast as possible now that I have all my TP built up that I need. Now that I have all that. Man, I feel like I haven't done Skell combat in forever because I've just been, like, spamming overdrive all the time. Oh, sweet, cockpit mode. Well, I guess I'll use it. Oh, I don't have to use the sword. Please give me the honey. Gosh dang, you didn't give me the honey. You did not give me any honey at all. I can make this jump right. Huh, yep, easy peasy. Oh, you're one level higher than me, Bronze Senicula. Does that mean I want to overdrive you? Screw it, I'm overdriving you. I'll just get one hit with the sword first. Bonk, because that'll do some decent damage. And I'll get the, never mind. I will get the, oh, you'll get the bind. Okay. Didn't mean to jump there. Yeah, you two fighting your Skells. I'm more powerful on the ground, so I'm gonna be down here and be doing this. Yeah, good thing not in a partnership with Nintendo. They would probably have ended all support for you using a bot disabling the offline symbol on the top left. Honestly. You're honestly not wrong. We're using some very minor mods during this playthrough, like, as was mentioned there, disabling the online marker. Nintendo would probably break all connections with me if that had been the case there. That sounds like such a Nintendo thing to do. Okay, well, what's happened to a friend of yours? Really? Because of the offline marker? It wasn't really? Or is that a meme? Because, I mean, it does, to be fair, it does sound like something Nintendo would do. But, okay. Booty bop. Yeah, I'm way more powerful on the ground than I am in my Skell. Who's this guy? You want to fight now? I mean, I can just go ahead and delete you, I guess. See you later. Well, let's see here. We'll concentrate fire there. Why ever not? Yeah, build up TP. Not just for this battle, but for, you know, future battles is what it mostly is. I really hope this Dudo gives me the honey that I need. I hope. That would be very nice. On Xenoblade Chronicles X in Breath of the Wild, he was killed for using some quality of life mods. Ah, good old Nintendo in a nutshell, I guess. But yeah, the whole offline label hiding thingamabob, that sounds like something Nintendo would do, for sure. Very much sounds like Nintendo in a nutshell, unfortunately. Oh, man. Boopity bop. Wait, why did I just delete you with this 3,000 years ago? I got caught up in the overdrive for the moment. Give me the thing I need, please. Ah, honey oil. That's the thing I need, right? Yes! And I got a level up. Sweet! Okay. I got the thing. Nin non Fundendo. That's them in a nutshell.